Hey friend, Jacopo here. This video I'm super excited about because I want to share with you something that it's in everybody's mind. All of the online coaches, probably like you, that are tired of doing mindless social media and running exhausting launches to acquire new clients. This episode is all about sharing my full strategy on how we run a $20,000 a month coaching business, but without doing any social media that's dragging or soul sucking, and how we do it in a way that we acquire client without launching at all. The reason why I'm really passionate about this stuff is because we've done it the old way. My wife and I have generated more than $1 million in sales online, so we know all about how to do mindless social media and exhausting launches. But then we wanted to change the way we lived our lives. We didn't want to serve our business and grow our business no matter what. We started asking, how can we create a business that's actually serving our life instead of doing the opposite? And this is the reason why I want to share this strategy with you. It's going to be a 3-part video where the first part is going to be about content and why you hate content now and how we can fix that so that instead of dreading having to create content, you're actually excited about it. The second part is going to be about how do we sell without a funnel. Because I don't want you to spend hours and months designing and building funnels, having to learn about copywriting and all of that stuff. We've done that. It's exhausting. You will need a team at some point if you want to grow that way. So we want to do it without a funnel. The third part of this video is going to be how we replace launches. Because if we don't launch, how in the world are people going to know about our stuff? And how do we acquire clients? This is why I'm so excited about this. It's 3 parts. You're gonna change your business around and also the way that you see social media and the complexity of an online business that should not be there if it's not fit with your lifestyle. Let's talk about content, why you hate it and how to fix this, because you still need content for people to discover you, to go deeper with you and eventually convert watchers into clients. But if you hate content, how do we go from there? If you're dreading having to record the video, record the podcast, do the reel, the carousel and all that, I totally relate because my wife and I have built a YouTube channel since 2016. We have an Instagram account, we had a blog, we had a mailing list, we had everything, multi-platforms. The main reason why we hate social media this way is because we want to be in multiple platforms, first of all, which is basically impossible if you don't have a team and you don't have a clear structure. You don't have a clear messaging in your content to attract a specific type of people. Therefore, you create content for the masses and you're really confused about who you're talking to. You don't have a clear strategy on how to convert these people from casual watchers into becoming a client of yours. Like, how does that happen? So if you don't know any of this, you'll end up creating carousels for Instagrams that'll take you 2 hours to design. You spend time choosing the colors and the brand package from Canva that you can apply to all of your carousels so that you look proper and legit. This stuff might last for a week. You might get excited at the beginning, you start creating content, but when you only get few subscribers here and there, the excitement runs out really quickly. And if you're like us, that we relentlessly moved forward no matter the results, you might carry on for a long time and only after years realizing that that's not exactly what you want to do. We talk with people every day about their problems with social media and they all say the same things. I'm doing Instagram, I'm doing YouTube, I'm doing podcasts, but I don't like this, I don't like that, but I'm just doing it because I think I'm supposed to do that kind of stuff. I'm supposed to create carousel. I'm supposed to put my face on my reels so that people know me. If you run with the assumption that you're supposed to do things, you're basically falling into the algorithm trap. You start following people that tells you how to grow your social media, but have you ever stopped and wondered, why do I need to grow social media for? Because of course, the more followers, the more clients. Is it though? Is it that the case? Because we've spoken with people with millions of followers on maybe Instagram and TikTok, even YouTube. And they all said, we struggle to sell that $67 course, even if we had 4 million followers. So That's a myth that we should all understand and get rid of our mind, because it's keeping us chained to our desk, to our devices, just to producing mindless content for the platforms. It hasn't been sustainable for anybody. But guess what? There's a better way. It's a much better way, because for the past about 2 years, we had that problem. It's like, this has been working for us. All of this content that's producing views online, that we can transfer them into sales if you have your funnel right and all of the things that I'm not gonna get deeper into. That stuff works. But how do we make it work without all the struggle, without all the energy wasted into creating all of this content for the algorithm? Here's how it works. I want to give you some clarity on social media so that you can not only know what to do, but also how to structure it in a way that fits with your lifestyle as well. Most people are confused with long form content, short form content, and we all think that we need to be everywhere. Sure, if you're Gary Vee and you've got dozens of people in their team to create content for him, and they follow him around with a camera, so they always have more content every day to produce, that's the best way to do it. Sure, you want to be omnipresent. If you are below 7-figure a year, forget about all of that, because you cannot sustain the cost of the team and the stress, because you don't know how to manage people yet. What do you want to do instead? Understanding why social media is draining your life now and how to fix it. So it's draining your life now because you are trying to speak to everybody. Messaging is important. If you want to attract a specific type of people, you need to research what these people are triggered by. I want to give you an example. This video, at the moment as I'm recording this, is titled, "How do I run a $20,000 a month coaching business without a funnel and without launches?" As you can see, the title is not general. If it was general, I would have just titled it, "How I Make $20,000 a Month Online Effortlessly." It would work for this video as well, but I wouldn't be talking to people that are doing coaching. I wouldn't be talking to people that know what it means to struggle with launches or to build complicated funnels. Well, with these 3 keywords, I've already filtered out so many beginners, so many people that don't know what I'm talking about, that will not click on this video. Chances are you're an online coach or have an online business and you are tired of running monthly promotions through funnels and launches as well. Maybe that's stuff that's worked for you in the past. It has for us, but you're trying to find a new way. This is the people that I'm trying to talk to, and this video might be boring or overwhelming for the rest of the world. That's what I mean with messaging. You've got to be very specific, not to craft the perfect title for you, but to find the right hook with the words that would trigger only and specifically the people that you're trying to reach. Not everybody, just a class of people. Of course, if this content is specific, it'd also be very exciting for you to deliver, because if you couldn't care less about this type of problem, even though you know your clients need that, it's not going to work, because you hate talking about that stuff. You hate unpacking concepts around that stuff. So it's got to be incredibly valuable for your dream clients, the people that you really want to work for, but it also should excite you, because when you deliver it, it's all about energy. It's not about trying to come out with a video a week just because I read it somewhere that I need to be consistent. And of course, you should be consistent if you can. But if you're consistent and you are tired or drained, what kind of content do you think you're going to create? Not a content that is going to be an exchange of energy. People will see that you are tired, and people don't want to hang around with people that are completely tired and exhausted, because they don't need more of that. They need energy that fuels their mission. This is why you should do less content, but more meaningful content that excites you, that is also very tailored to the people that you want to attract. Then what do you do? Short form content, long form content, multi-platform, what do you do? This is what we've done. We decided to have a look at what we've been doing so far. Blogs, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you name it. And I personally decided I don't like Instagram. I don't like creating content for Instagram. I like writing long form content, but I like video because I can just go off the tangent and talk about what I'm passionate about. So how can I fit these two exciting ways of communicating into the right social media platforms? So one is for sure YouTube. Long form content. So I know that it's long form, therefore I can go deeper into concepts. Like a video like this, I can just really unpack the details of something specific if I wanted to. There's no way I can do that with a 1-minute reel on Instagram. So this is the platform for me. But also, how do I create little messages so that I can create more of those that are in line with what I like, but it also allows me to get discovered more? That's when short form content gets into play. And so I suggest you to choose a long form platform when you can go deeper with people, with your watchers, with your listeners, so that's when the relationship is built. But also, if you are not a master in that specific platform, like for example, you don't know how to grow a podcast, you don't know exactly how to grow YouTube, forget about it. Just think about building relationships there. And then for short form content, which will allow you to create more short bursts of messages, choose a platform that you're really comfortable in, but do it your own way. For example, I like Facebook and have a long description. I don't want character limits. I don't want to frame everything nicely for people that are just scrolling down mindlessly. I don't like Instagram, so I don't want to be there. So I decided I'm just going to repurpose Facebook posts in there because I can do it with the AI, not a problem. But I highly recommend you choose one long form platform and one short form platform, maybe speaking about exactly the same concept, but maybe with a headline on the short form content and with a full video or a podcast or a blog on the other form. Choose your media and then your social media to fit with it. This is how you keep things engaging, and forget about views, engagement, subscribers count. If you work for vanity metrics, you work for the wrong goal. Your goal is to speak directly to the people that you want to attract, your own way. If that means scribble on a piece of paper and recording yourself while doing it, go for it. If that means recording only your voice on your phone and post it on a podcast, go for it. Nobody's done it before. Who cares? If you like doing that, that's what the world needs. Because if you do it in a way that the world needs, you might end up not doing it at all, which is a much bigger tragedy, right? So try and be the master of your own life and decide what are you gonna tolerate and what is gonna keep moving forward, because that's the way you want to lead people. So I hope I give you some ideas. Long form content, short form content, do it your own way, pick one platform for each and just go with it without caring about the thumbnail, the title, the carousel, the pictures. Start doing something that you can sustain and excites you. Forget about what everybody else says. If YouTube is your platform of choice and you want to go deeper on how to make this strategy work specifically for YouTube, we've done a workshop a few months ago called Elite YouTube Clients that you can access in the link in the description box below. The second part of this episode is about how do we replace funnels. Okay, this is exciting because we all know we are one funnel away from our fortune, right? Spoiler alert, you're not. Why do I know? Because we've done so many funnels, some have worked, almost all of them have worked one way or another, but we got burnt out in the process. So funnels, I just want to show you now on my iPad, what was the old way, especially for coaching, and what is the new way that we found works extremely well. So let's jump on my iPad. Okay, let's say I'm gonna come up with a funnel right off the bat. You might have a slightly different strategy, but usually this is what's been going around for a long time. You have content. Content leads to a free lead magnet. The free lead magnet gets you their name and emails. Great. You have a thank you page after they've given you name and email where you sell a product. Maybe you have an order bump and an upsell, because if you're running ads, you need something that is called self-liquidating funnel, so that every time you gain a free lead, You also get paid for it. That's already a very complicated funnel. But after that, if you want to sell coaching, that's not enough. You've got name and emails, you want to nurture them. What for? Because now you have another sale assets, which is your webinar, because you need to sell a high ticket now. Therefore, you need to nurture them with emails and invite them into a free training. The free training might be hopefully automated. Then after that, a webinar. You need to create a webinar. Usually it's a 90 minutes sales pitch, which creates almost zero value, but it's sort of there to persuade people to build rapport with you, understand your story, your method, and eventually present your high ticket offer. Well, after that webinar, they either buy or they don't buy. What happens if they don't buy? If they don't buy, you need to nurture them again to persuade them to buy. And this can be done by sending them to more content or just purely on your email list. Until maybe you offer something else and off you go, creating more and more products, creating more and more funnels that kind of look like this. This has been working immensely well for many people, even for us, but it's exhausting. This is what keeps you chained to your desk, crafting always better lead magnets and different low-ticket products, changing your nurture email sequences, maybe hiring a copywriter that are very expensive to do that for you. Maybe redoing the sales pitch because it's not converting anymore. Maybe rebuilding the whole product because it's not good enough. People are leaving, people are not getting results. All of this machine has got a million parts that you need to manage and improve all the time. This is exhausting and it doesn't work anymore. There's a better way we found works much better, and it's done with purely content. This is how we do things now. You have lots of short form content that gets you discovered more quickly because you can produce more of that. But after people discover you, the only job of the short form content is to send your watchers that just found you to watch and consume more content from you, because that's where you build relationships with them. That's where you can go deeper and they really understand your body language, your energy, your story, your method. This is why short form content and long form content work really, really well. That's all about being social. You're sharing what you're excited about, and you also want to have call to actions, but specifically to one asset, that it's not a webinar, it's not a free lead magnet with opt-in and any of that. What we do is we create a key piece of content, let's say 20 to 30 minutes, that it's not under a page where you need to get name and email, it's just on YouTube, on a podcast, on a long form content platform. This specific video has got a design that it's got a great hook, so people want to watch it because it's in line with their main pain, frustration, aspirations, and wants, but also presents you as a coach, presents your story and why you decided to get into this industry in the first place. It presents your method as well and unpacks the main pillars of your method, but also invite them to take the next step for you. Imagine people found you here and they consumed more of you. They are really resonated with what you say. Now, if you then from here, you send them to this training is going to fill up all of the gaps from where they are to where they want to be. Because maybe they're just seen a couple of shorts and then a couple of long form videos, but they don't know about your method. They don't know about your story. They don't know about this, about that. So this video is going to have all of the elements so that when people find you, they get a piece of you, but when they get here, that's when they get the whole story. And they are really, if they really resonate with the whole story, that's when you have a call to action in this video. Call to action doesn't mean that you need to spend half an hour convincing them to give you money. The next step might be something simple, like if you talk about your program here, for example, you can say, send me a DM. I can send you a link to learn more. Or you can say, book a call. If you want to talk to people, like I love talking to people. I don't work with many people, so I don't count on volume of calls. I don't want to do volumes of calls. I want to do relationships. I want to help others. So our calls are basically coaching calls. People don't feel like they're sold to when they book a call with us. We start the training, the coaching immediately. You should forget about all your sales training as well, because this stuff, if you're a good coach, this sells like crazy because you're just helping people. The next step could also be an application. If you have an application form on your website like we do, I like to filter people, because if you can't be bothered to fill up an application, we're not a good fit to work together. So what is your most sensible steps? This is the invisible funnel that I'm talking about. You let people discover you, then all of the long form content points to this specific video that might change in the future. You can do more of this mini video sales letter, if you will, and you can point the new videos to the new mini VSL, but you are focusing all your energy from social media to get deeper with you first, building relationships, and then whenever you have a long form content video, you just point people to watch this main key video. And that key video has got a call to action that will make people get in contact with you, maybe talk about how to work with you. That's it. Isn't that much simpler? And then if you concentrate all of your efforts into creating content that you love, that you're passionate about, everything else is just an effortless system. If you want to go deeper on how to create your own invisible funnels based on content, we've got a workshop that it's called Stress-Free Scaling that we've done a few months ago, that if you want to access it, follow the link in the description below. The third part of this video is all about launches. What does it make you feel if I say the word launch? Like, if you've never heard it before, it might be exciting. But after you've done a few of those, you know how exhausting a launch done properly can be. And I want to show you quickly what it looks like to actually launch. It's a very powerful practice, and if you've never done it, I recommend you try and you do it, because launching is the foundation of many online businesses. But if you're doing coaching and you have a, let's say, mid to high ticket service that you want to sell to fewer people, launching can be extremely exhausting, because you basically spend all of your time throughout the year designing your next launch. And it all starts with setting the date for an online event. Usually free. It's usually 2-3 months far ahead in the future. Content calendar. Why? Because you need content to invite people to register for the free event. But once you've got a content calendar, where to send people to register? A registration page. Okay, now that you have a registration page, you need a thank you page as well. And what do you do there? To try and monetize as much as possible, you might sell something there. But now that you have a name and emails of these people that may or may not have bought the low ticket product, now what do you need to do? You need to nurture them. You need to design emails that talk to people 6 weeks in advance and constantly remind them that the event is going to happen at some point. Of course, you need to pre-write all of these emails up front and schedule them accordingly. We use Kajabi. Thankfully, we could do all of this stuff in Kajabi. But even if you use a software that it's super easy to use like Kajabi, there are many moving parts. Then you need to design the event. A training that needs to be both useful and also sells your product, the product that you're launching. You've got to have a call to action in the training at some point in any shape or form. So what you need email reminders to make sure that all the people that registered will actually show up live with you. Hopefully you've done everything half right. You are ready to sell. So the people that actually came live, you would have invited them to maybe purchase a program or have a look at a landing page. So you need another selling asset, which is a landing page. People would buy right there, but most of them won't. So you nurture them again, and at the end of the 7 days, close cards. Then when you close card, you cannot make money anymore because you can't open card again. You will lose credibility. So you need to repeat this process regularly in order to have an influx of sale every time. This is so difficult to do properly. And I don't want you to do this if it really makes you anxious. It made us anxious. There is a better way. And we can just disregard all of this in a way that is way simpler and way more useful both to you, your clients, and for people that want to join, because they're different type of people. If we don't launch, what do we do? You still need people to convert from social media watcher or follower into client. And that might be a big gap, especially if you have a mid to high ticket product. So how do we fill the gap? Because the launch does all of that. The launch builds credibility, gives a little bit of content for free so they get acquainted with your way of teaching, they get a free training, so builds lots of goodwill and all of that. How do we do this without launching at all? I believe that the 1% of people that are willing to become a high-ticket client are the ones that don't need much convincing, that if you've built relationships properly before, they don't need all of these sales tactics. They don't need to jump on a 5-day challenge with you. They don't need to watch a 90-minute sales pitch from you if they've already consumed your content and your content has been designed properly for you to explain all your life, your story, and your method. So instead of doing launches, what we do is every time I feel like that in my curriculum for my clients there is a gap, or I get asked the same thing more and more, it's because I need to create a new piece of content, a new piece of information for them to fill that gap. For example, it might be about the invisible funnels. We've done a workshop for that. There's a link in the description. We've done a deep dive into the whole model step by step, which we call stress-free scaling, because we know that scaling is stressful. So we called it stress-free. We have a workshop for that, link in description. So every time we get asked by our clients something specific, what we want to do is create new content for our paying clients and also make it accessible to the public if they want to. So if I need to do a specific training on something, I'm going to make a workshop out of it and I'm going to invite the public for it. So what I do is not a free event, it's a paid event, but it's a low ticket event. So maybe it's $100, maybe it's $200, maybe it's $300, depending on how many days you decide to run it for, how many days you actually need to deliver value. This is not a sales pitch workshop. Like this guy does a workshop. This is actually a piece of content that your client will benefit from. This is how good it should be. Maybe on a live setting where you can also ask questions, it becomes very valuable because people are not committing to your high ticket coaching or mentoring just yet. They get to go deeper in one specific topic with you live and also ask you a question. Then when you are there with them, the only focus that you need to put into the event is to help your clients, help the people that are actually attending the workshop in the best way you can. So you're not selling. Your mind is not about selling, it's about adding value. And just invite people to become clients if they want to. Maybe you have a few openings this month. You just tell them, I've got 3 openings for my one-to-one coaching and mentoring program. If you want to learn more, there is a button underneath this video, click it and fill up the application if you want to. That's it. That's your selling, which is of course not hard. It's not pushy. It's just you are coming from a place of serving, which is where we want to be all the time. Like the good guys, the good girls, they only want to help people. And this is how you do it. Just help people, but also you gotta be self-confident in a way that you want people to work with you because you want to help more of them. And you do that with just soft call to actions. Guys, I've got a few openings. You're interested? Click in the link below. Now let's move forward with the training. That's it. You shouldn't be doing this because you're desperate for clients. You should be doing this to help your clients. If you don't have any clients yet, do your research around your dream client and see if you can find a topic, a specific but complete topic that you can unpack in a workshop and deliver that for the first time. Deliver that even if nobody signs up. It's better if nobody signs up than having 100 people in a free event and nobody buys, because it will make you feel much worse. But if you do it this way, you don't grow your list of freebie seekers, you grow a list of buyers, which every time you drop an offer, they've already sold on you because they've already bought from you. This is the power of not launching anymore. And the way you promote these workshops is not across 6 weeks, because it's going to be exhausting for you to create content for a long time. It will burn you out. It will exhaust your audience as well. So if you just casually dedicate 1/3, 1/4 of the month for promoting a workshop that you want to do that specific month, that's more than enough for people to say, that's for me, that's not for me. The rest of the month, you just create content that allows you to get discovered, that allows you to get deeper with people with long form, that allows your content to send people to the mini VSL, the video that explains everything of what you do, and also send people to your applications on your website or sending you DMs. So it's kind of like an evergreen invisible funnel. But workshops are really good because they are a way to make people jump from becoming a free watcher online into paid customers for once, and then being way more committed if they are thinking about becoming a one-to-one client or a higher ticket clients, depending on what service you're providing. This 3-part system, it's all based on a new set of standards and boundaries for your life. This is how we came up with this. We came up with this because we decided we wouldn't want to tolerate anymore the stress around launches, the stress around creating mindless content online. We just wanted to help. We wanted to do the things that we love the most, which is helping people, serving people. And we also want to make money because we want to have a specific lifestyle. This is the process that we make all of our clients go through, but starting from us, putting ourselves in the first place, and reverse engineer how to get there. Reverse engineer how we can tweak and pivot a business that may be complex right now, may be a mess, and you may be in this spinning wheels of launches and content, and you're even thinking about quitting, and I don't blame you. But what I'm telling you with this video is that quitting is not the only solution. Business doesn't have to be terrible. Business doesn't have to be hard. You can design a business that is around your lifestyle, and there is a way to do it. Now, in this video, I explain to you bits and pieces on how you make it do it. If you want help on applying this process and tailor a process that is perfect for your lifestyle, this is what Alessia and I do every day with our clients. If you want to become one and want to check if we have some openings, there is a link in the description below where you can see if you can apply and it's a good fit for you. If what I've explained so far is interesting or new to you and you want to go deeper on our 3-pillar method, worry not. I've got a video where I unpack our 3 pillars so that you too can organize a business that makes 6 to 7 figure without the stress, without team, in any niche you want, as long as you design it around your lifestyle. This is what we're all about. And if you want to go deeper, this is the video that you should watch right now and get started.